welcome everybody. This is Shane Haston, Athletic Director of Memphis Junior Senior High School, joined by Corey Tan, our new head varsity boys basketball coach, for our first edition of the Swarm Report. Corey, how are you tonight?
Hey, doing great, Shane. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So we'll get rolling right into it. What is your coaching background and how will it help you build our boys basketball program at Memphis Junior Senior High School?
Yeah, to really understand, my coaching background, it kind of starts, at a very young age. My dad was a basketball coach, and just kind of grew up in that kind of environment where he was teaching me from a young age kind of about the game, and just had some tremendous experiences growing up. I went to high school in the mountains of Arizona, 7,000 feet, and just some phenomenal experiences there. My sophomore year, the team was me as a sophomore and 10 returning seniors, and we won. It was a rugged conference we were in. Won it that year for the first time in over 20 years. And next, as a junior, made it to the state semifinals against a team from the Navajo Reservation, which was just an amazing atmosphere. And then that was actually my sophomore year. We made it to the semifinals, and then my junior year we made it all the way to the state championship game in Phoenix at the Phoenix Suns Arena. 11,000 fans, So to be able to do anything in life in front of 11,000 people was amazing, and we came up a little short that year. But those experiences propelled me forward. I played college basketball in Wisconsin, a very rugged Division III conference in Superior, Wisconsin. Just great competition, and then I moved straight from there into the coaching ranks. So I just kind of worked my way up. I started at junior high, and then worked my way up to assistant varsity. My second year doing that, we became the smallest school in the history of Wisconsin to make it to the state semifinals in Madison at the Kohl Center. We were in the USA Today, and it was just huge games. It was just a lot of fun. Then I got my start as a head varsity coach. Another interesting story, we had all 5 starters were each from a different grade level. So we had a senior, a junior, a sophomore, a freshman, and an 8th grader as our starting 5. And then I went back to get my teaching degree. I coached college basketball in the UW Superior for a couple years, a phenomenal experience. I was recruiting all over the upper Midwest, and just kind of moved back to Michigan then. I've worked every capacity you can think of. I've been a head varsity coach at Carsonville, Port Sanilac, at St. Clair High School, and then I actually coached the JV here at Memphis. But then, my son was born. I just had to kind of step away for a bit. So it's just been a wonderful experience. All the way around. It's provided just phenomenal memories that I've had.
Well, that's great to hear. You obviously have a wealth of knowledge and been coaching for a long time, and we're excited to bring it back here to Memphis Junior Senior High School. How do you plan to make your mark on the basketball program here at Memphis Junior Senior High School?
Yeah, one of the, there's several things that are involved. Starting at, the youth levels, we've, last year I started directing that, and so that's been a huge priority, is getting the kids, interested in the sport and learning the fundamentals early on, because that's what it takes to be a competitive program. So, another thing for me is just all about the details. To me, it's 20-some years of coaching. If it's taught me anything, it's that the teams that focus the most on the details of the game are the most successful. Like you look at, say, Ubley in football, who just made it to the state championship game. Even after winning 49-7 in the regionals, the coach is talking about the details of holding their blocks longer and things like that. And I just love that, because that's kind of, what the guys are seeing from me right away is just, we're really focused on the details. So that's kind of 2 main things that I plan to make my mark on the program.
Okay, and that's exciting to hear. Is obviously all the winning programs, no matter what sport you're in, are very detail-oriented and do stuff the right way and build it from the ground up.
Absolutely.
So, based on all that, what are your expectations for this basketball season specifically?
Yeah, it's just all about building things. It's about establishing the winning culture, which we've been working on, and it's just fine tuning all of those details that that they need to have, and it's just setting the stage for when those future groups step in. It's going to be that winning atmosphere, and and it's the returning guys will just be able to lead the way. So we're setting the foundation for that. We just want to get better every day, every week. I know it's kind of coach talk or whatever, but that's our big thing. And by the end of the year at districts, I think we can really, we have the talent here once it gets fine tuned to really make a good run later in the season. I'm really excited about even our potential coming up this season.
Yeah, it's great to hear, and the guys are very excited to get the season rolled off on Monday against Landmark at home. What does our community need to know about you as the leader of our boys basketball program?
Well, I mean, I know for one thing, in great programs, it's not just one person. I mean, I know the importance of having a great staff, which I love our staff in place, from junior high, JV, assistant varsity. I think we've really done a great job getting that assembled. I mean, and anything that's successful, especially the programs, no matter how gun-ho the head coach is, it's a community effort. You need the parents, you need, with their support, you need the community support, you need, help at the coaching ranks all the way from kindergarten on up. And so it's one of those things, even look at Gladwin in football, they just won the state championship, and even Governor Whitmer is saying, it takes a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of good things to accomplish something this amazing, and so that's something that's need to know about me. I know that I'm going to do my part and lead and all that, and I'm just going to treat people the right way and understanding that it takes everyone to make this happen.
And I think especially here in a small community town like Memphis, where everyone's in it together, trying to help each other out, get where we want to go.
Yeah, I've seen that, from day one for sure.
So that's exciting to hear. It's a little overlap, but what do you want to tell our community about what you'll hope to instill in our basketball program going forward from this year on to the next 5-6 years?
I mean, just being something the community's proud of, and that goes on. It's not just winning games and whatever. I mean, representing our community and the school the right way. I mean, sportsmanship to me is number one. I mean, that's going to be something they're going to be proud of, the way we represent the community in terms of how we handle ourselves in terms of the officials, the opponents, just the treating the game itself. We're going to be really working hard. I mean, people come and spend their money to watch us play, and they deserve to see guys that are out there giving everything they have, and that's what we'll expect. And as long as we are focused on improvement and giving everything we have, I think the community is going to really enjoy watching our brand of basketball and coming out to see us play.
It's very exciting to hear the community's ready to get the season rolling. What kind of offense and defense are you going to run?
So yes, I mean offensively, I'm a big proponent of motion type offense, where you basically read and react to what the defense is doing. So it's kind of similar to like an option offense in football, where you read what the defense is doing, that predicates kind of what you do. It takes a while to instill. But we'll be looking to push the ball when we have the opportunity. Defensively, I'm a huge man-to-man teacher, so there's a lot that goes into that as well. You don't have everything installed and perfect right away, but you'll see as the year goes on. Every week you're going to see us get better and better and better at the details, and that's something you got to have. I mean, defensively is going to carry us every season. That's the one consistent factor. We'll be getting up and down the court, so just a lot of great things. Being fundamentally sound in everything we do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we want to hear. Making sure the kids know exactly what's expected of them day in, day out, and they can control their effort as we get better throughout the season.
Oh, absolutely.
What does your yearly schedule look like for our boys basketball program?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a year-round thing, So I mean, starting off even like in the fall this year, we had open gyms several days a week, where even make it available. Even if you're in a sport at the time, you just want to get shots up, whatever. Just making sure the gym is open and available. Obviously the winter season, it's kind of the overlap of the high school teams, and you have the youth going at the same time, so a lot going on there. And then the springtime, kind of the same thing, getting the kids, keeping that opportunity for them to come in and play and get involved. I'd like to get more involved in the weight room, making sure, because that's a huge part of strength conditioning of everything. And then your summer program is absolutely vital. I mean, that's where a lot of the individual growth happens, and so we need to get and that's it's a time where you can go to team camps and do just fun team building things, which are great memories for the guys that are really enjoyable. So we're hoping to have a really sound summer program where they're coming in the gym, they're working individually, we're getting games in, they're having some fun experiences, and just kind of every year just kind of maybe just keep building a little more on what we did the previous year.
That's great to hear. Based on that, then, are you looking to take the team to a team camp next summer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, I love getting like up north, and so there's some great team camps up there where you can just incorporate all kinds of fun things, swimming, whatever, with it. And so we'll definitely be looking to get, especially in June, getting games in and getting some experience, especially for those new kids that'll be new to varsity next year.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys will be excited to have the summer program brought back and take them to different places and see new communities as they go forward.
Yeah, different competition. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be good for the guys. You touched on this a little bit, but how do you plan to revamp our youth basketball program as you started last year going into this year?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just, it's doing all the right things. Just having a youth program itself is nice, but unless you're actually doing the right things with it, you're not going to necessarily get what you want out of like your youth program. So for us, we're getting the fundamental work in, yet keeping it fun, and and focusing on just building those skills so that when they keep advancing up to a higher level, they're going to be exactly where they need to be, skill-wise, fundamental-wise, handling the ball, passing, understanding concepts. Even like us, they're kindergartners. They're starting in Saturday morning games, where they're learning, out of bounds and kind of spreading the floor and passing the ball and just all those things. And we have great parents involved at that level, and so we're just going to keep, it's just like anything else, we're going to keep building on it. We have kids coming in at the halftime playing, where they're building that connection to the high school team, and we have travel teams from upper elementary, and we're going to incorporate more, like so I'd like to get a summer basketball camp going, and so even elementary open gyms in the summer, just to kind of build the kids that view themselves as athletes and as basketball players, because if they do that, your numbers will stay high and they'll keep playing. And if you have kids that just play year after year after year, I mean, it's not only great for them with the interactions they get and the activity, but it's great for us as well as a program.
Yeah, I think having those upperclassmen help out those camps will be huge, like you spoke on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just really building that foundation for the younger groups as they move up and get into high school. What is one thing that will best describe your boys basketball program in the next few years?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're just looking at, like I said, just constant improvement. For us, that involves, right now everything's kind of new, but once we get into things where things start getting established more, then we can start building on even, more advanced type things, but still coming back and getting into the fundamental work and everything. But every year, I'm hoping that we have guys that come in, that kind of know exactly what's expected, and we can kind of hit the ground running. And you want to get, every program wants to get to a place where when you have new kids come in, they just pick up, the seniors and the returning guys just kind of lead the way, and they jump right in, and you just kind of keep moving, because you have guys coming in that are skilled and have played, and it's kind of how you just build a consistent program, which is thing to do here.
Yeah, and at that point, it sounds like we won't be rebuilding, we'll be revamping year to year, which is obviously the goal as we move forward. Where do you actually see our boys basketball program in 3 years from now?
So for me, a big thing is just respect. I mean, this is a program that does not have a great deal of respect around their region and in the conference, just from past years. I mean, you look in the gym. I mean, the '90s were a great era here, and and we've had some decent teams and players since then. But that consistency is kind of what we're looking at. So for me, in 3 years, we're a team that's going to have earn respect from what we do on the court. They know when they face us that we're not going to beat ourselves. We're going to take care of the basketball. We're going to, be very detail oriented. We're going to, if you're going to come out on top, you're going to have to really earn it, because we're not going to beat ourselves, and we'll have that. I think that in 3 years we'll be earning that respect from everyone else, and knowing that it's going to be a tough night when you face Memphis, and just building that culture where kids come in and they expect to be successful, and they expect to work hard, and they kind of are understanding what it takes to be a successful player in program, which is something you just keep plugging away at, and year after year it starts just kind of feeding off itself. Guys getting in the weight room and just getting better and better every year.
And to build off that, teams having to come earn it here at Memphis Junior Senior High School. In the Swarm down there, what kind of home court advantage are you looking to build for a boys basketball program?
Oh yeah, I mean, you're just looking to make this a great environment, I mean, for us, even the size of our gym, it's perfect where you can have a great environment there. It's not a cavernous gym. I mean, it's a place where, there's not a lot to do in Michigan in the wintertime, but we as a program have to give the community good reasons to come out and support us, but that's by the product that we put on the court and the way we conduct ourselves and do business and how hard we play. Where people are looking at their calendar, on a Friday night coming up, like, hey, when's Memphis at home on a Friday? Let's get up to the gym, and kind of like it was back when they were in the Southern Thumb Association, when the high school was across the street, where games were sold out, people were lined up out the door, and even when at my high school growing up was the same thing, with sellouts and things, where it was just kind of the thing to do. So we have to make it to where that's coming back, and we have to just keep doing everything we can the right way, and making the community want to come out and enjoy the game, and make it a great environment, making the whole thing and just a lively, fun event, and fun for everyone to come.
And it's great to hear, and I think building it from the ground up and building that foundation as we move forward is going to do just that for us. How do you plan to positively impact our entire athletic department this season and into the future? future?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I'm definitely a team player, I mean, that's kind of why even I'm here doing this. I love to promote the athletic department. I love this community, this department, this program, and so, I'm definitely helping any way I can. Like in the fall, I was, running the scoreboard at the football games and just working together with the other coaches, I mean, when we're, in June and July, it's no one's in season per se, and so it's about working together with them and understanding that we do need multi-sport athletes here. That's my number one message to guys, at the end of the season is we need you in other sports, because if, as a school our size, if we have a bunch of specialized athletes, then every program will be terrible, because it's, you're not going to have the numbers you need or whatnot. So I'm all about, supporting every other coach and program and being a team player and, working together to make every program here the best it can be.
I love to hear that, because like you said, we have so many multi-sport athletes that, yeah, all the coaches need to be on the same page. There's so much overlap between different seasons, but getting them in the weight room and building it together is going to be huge as we move forward.
Yep, everyone working together, and that should hopefully become one of our strengths here, is just how well we all work together.
I think we're definitely trending in that direction. What made you ultimately want to take the job here as head basketball coach at Memphis Junior Senior High School?
So my background here actually goes back when I was in Carsonville, Port St. We actually coached against Memphis, and we had some big games against them, and even then, even as an opposing coach, I just really thought it was just kind of I liked the school and just the community and the vibe and everything, and so when I had an opportunity to, like I said, to join on the staff as JV and jumped on it, and I mean, I was always been kind of thinking, this is where I'd like to come back to, and I have two boys in the elementary here, one in kindergarten, one in first grade, and so definitely very vested personally, in the success and the future of this program, and being here and just, developing things the right way. So that's kind of, one of my, that's kind of how I came into this position, and to me, this is the best place to be. Some people might look at something like this, well, yeah, I like to stay a while and move up. I mean, to me, why would you want to be anywhere else? That's kind of how I look at this.
And that's great to hear. So what is it going to mean to you to have your kids and your family on the sidelines or watching you in the front row this year for this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different element to it, where, even, over break, I had my boys today, they came in the gym and we're just kind of bouncing around and just, some of the guys just, coming up, talking to them and, shooting around them on the side. I mean, it's just a great group of guys. I mean, the people in this community and school, it's been awesome so far.
Yeah, it's great to hear, and I think we have a lot of great people here that are invested in our athletics and our academics. So, so I'm excited to be here as well. And you've touched on this a little bit, but are there any other parts of your plan to get us back to being a league championship program here in basketball? Yeah,
I mean, just the fact that, I've been there, and done it. It's not something where I'm kind of, grasping, well, I don't know if this will work or not. So I think that gives you a little more, credit in terms of credibility when you're talking about things, when you've actually gone out and experienced it and done it firsthand as a coach and a player. And so everything we do is, I tell the guys too, everything we do here is exactly what championship type teams are practicing and doing, and if you went to a college practice, this is how it's done, and this is how we're keep moving in that direction. So for me, it's, kind of the fact I've had some great experiences where I've been fortunate enough to be a part of teams that are championship type teams, and I kind of taken from coaches that I've learned from. I mean, my high school coach, he coached at one of the largest schools in Tucson in Arizona for a while. He was very successful. Excuse me. In college, my old college coach is a Division II head coach in Nebraska right now, and I mean, I can go on and on. I had a coach I worked with who was a top assistant at Drake University, who's been in the NCAA tournament the last few years. So I've been very fortunate in that I've learned from great people, and I've taken from all of them and just kind of meshed it together into what we're doing here.
And it sounds like you're continually doing that season to season, picking out new things, learning from different people as you move forward.
Oh yeah, no, you have to, getting to clinics and continue even finding little things that you can add on and improve on. It never stops. Once you stop doing that, I think it's time for you to step away. You need to constantly be trying to improve.
Yeah, and I'm sure the guys will be hungry to hear that. We have a growth mindset as we move forward and get better 1% every day. I've asked you a lot of questions tonight. I'll leave it with this last one. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself or what you're looking to build here?
Yeah, just that I'm invested in just to make this long term here. Again, I think that's something where programs are not built overnight. But we have the blueprint in place. We have the the community in place, and the athletes who will be willing to work, and parents to help, and coaches at every level. And so, as a kind of a leadership position, it's, working with them and helping them out. But it's something where, we're going to do this the right way. And the sooner it gets there, the better. But we're going to stay the course and stay positive. And just as sure as I am that the sun will come up tomorrow, I'm sure that this will become a top-notch program. Whenever that happens, but I'll be invested in doing whatever it takes to help see it get there.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to do it by any means possible, whatever it takes to put the work in to get us where we want to be moving forward.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for joining for tonight. This is Corey Tin, new head varsity basketball coach at Memphis Junior Senior High School. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on the first report of the Swarm Report this season. Tune in next time.